Hey guys, it's Hurricane Karina,
And HR.
And this is the Love Doctor.
and
Oh
welcome
God.
back. And welcome back to the late podcast. The law according to Eric. All right, well, today's theme is just breakups. We're going to be talking about breakups.
And that's why I'm here. Eric, the Doctor of Love, is going to help these couples out of
Yes,
their plight, or I'm going to make fun of them a whole lot, one or the
yes.
other.
So the way that I have structured this one today, I have every other story is going to be an answer to what is the dumbest reason you broke up with someone, and then people have just basically answered that subreddit. So some of them are from that, and then the other half are going to be just, random breakup stories.
Okay, maybe our girl Badanka Dory can listen and understand how she can break up with whoever she's seeing now. So that
Oh
way,
my God.
so your boy could slide into the DMs. Is that how you say it? All right, I'm gonna slide in.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Jen's gonna
sorry.
slide into your
Yeah,
office and let's see how she's gonna exactly.
yeah. I love how you're doing this with your current girlfriend. Right.
Right, right.
HR is gonna slide in a right hook if I keep it up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, do
Remember,
you know
she
that?
she likes true crime.
Do you
I
know
wouldn't play with
that?
her.
Yeah, I'm sorry. DoorDash has a southern section now, like when you can
Oh
pick,
wow.
like, yeah. Well, you know what? And like the first three are like Avi's Ribs. Remember that terrible place?
Oh my
Oh my God,
God,
like
that
how
was
Oh,
bad
so
that
that
was
was.
bad.
so bad.
That was so bad.
Honey's kettle fried chicken, which apparently I'm the only one that likes now.
I
And
like
then
it. It just made my stomach upset.
and then out of like the most random thing in the world, Wiener Schnitzel.
Their bacon and ranch fries. I know you don't like ranch, but their bacon and ranch fries are so good though. Like we have to be honest. They're so good.
Well, you're
Sorry.
trying to torture him.
I know.
Okay. I'm not trying to get anybody to break up with anyone. I'm sorry. Don't talk about
Okay,
ranch
okay.
anymore.
Okay,
All
we'll
right.
stop.
All
We'll
right.
stop.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, so let's start. The
Okay.
first one is one of the answers to what is the dumbest reason you broke up with someone? He ate cereal with water on purpose. We were dating for about 2 months. He was cute. He had a steady job. He liked dogs. All of the basics were there. One morning, I stayed the night and offered to make us breakfast. He declined and said he was good just with eating cereal. No biggie. Until I watched him pour water into a bowl of Raisin Bran. I froze.
Oh,
Like, actually froze. I asked him, wait, are you out of milk? He smiled and said, oh no, I just prefer it this way. Milk makes it so soggy. Sir, that's the entire point of cereal. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe he's lactose intolerant. Maybe he was raised in a bunker. But no, he just chose this life. I ate my toast in silence while he crunched through the saddest bowl of bran flakes I've ever seen. That night, I texted him that I didn't think we were compatible. I could not date a man who chooses wet cardboard cereal for breakfast.
Oh,
Yep. Though,
okay.
I kind of get her. I don't think I could date someone who ate cereal with water either. Like that's just odd.
Wait,
And I couldn't
water
risk
doesn't
putting
make it
someone
soggy?
else. That's what I was also thinking. Like, does water not make cereal soggy too? Isn't it just the liquid part that makes it soggy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, okay, listen, if we're asking, is this a dumb reason to break up with someone? Yes, it is. Okay.
yeah.
The world knows how I feel about ranch, but I'm not ending a relationship because my significant other likes ranch. Right? I mean,
Okay.
I
Okay,
don't
but
care.
let's see this. Would you
People
break
eat what
up
they
with
eat.
Jen? Okay, would you break up with Jen if she instead of dipping wings in ranch like a normal person, right? She would dip them in water. Like that would be like the the equivalence of that. Like I
Look,
would just think that's so odd.
well, maybe I'm not the best one to ask because I think most of the things people eat are odd. But remember, I'm a very simple eater.
That's
So
true.
people can put all sorts of things together or flavor profiles, whatever you call them. I don't care. I just don't pay attention to it. I just, I like what I like and people like what
Right.
they like,
Yeah, but if she was truly happy with this guy, this wouldn't have bothered
That's what I was going to say.
her.
In a
That
lot of
too.
ways,
Yeah.
listen, Serial Billy probably dodged a bullet. Okay. Because if this was enough to trigger her into a breakup, God knows what his life was going to be like. I mean, it's like early enough to where she could call it off and he'd be like, okay, lesson learned and I dodged a bullet. Imagine they
Right.
were engaged or they got married, right? And then this just came up, right? And like
Yeah.
she's like,
Yeah, that would have been odd to see.
Yeah,
But
this
I
is
would,
more like
married to
breakup.
someone.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it is a dumb reason.
It is a
Um,
dumb reason. Don't get me wrong. It is. Yeah. I just, I kind of understand where she's coming from though. So
It seems more like
well,
a breakup excuse than a breakup reason.
yeah, I
yes,
was gonna
yes.
say, I think that she was probably having a freak out moment over something else, and
And this just added to
yeah, or just like the first thing that came to her head, like
Yeah, I was like, yeah, there's something wrong with this guy. Just, this just confirms it.
it. Yeah, yeah. This was definitely confirmation for her. Maybe you're right. Like there was something else going on there, and this just was like, the icing on top.
well, this is amazing. So of course, girl power automatically assumes that the guy has a problem, right?
He
And that
does. He
she
eats water with cereal.
gives a shit what he eats. It's not about that. Listen, and again, not to stereotype, but when a mass of Dupinders come here, they eat all sorts of shit that stinks or whatever, but nobody says anything. People eat what they eat. Who cares?
That's different. That's cultural food.
Nah,
Cereal
that's
is
not
culturally
different.
made to be made with milk, oat
Well,
milk, almond
listen,
milk. We have so many different milks.
no, you
And you
can
go
make
with
that
water?
same you can make that same argument when you put in almond milk in cereal or oat milk instead of normal milk because the flavor is nasty and almond milk is basically colored water as far as texture and consistency. I just think that we've grown accustomed to eating cereal with milk. There are cookie flavors called cereal and milk. I mean, it's
Yes.
just what we kind of grew up with, but that doesn't necessarily make it right or wrong. It's just what we know. But if
Okay.
somebody was able to, you know, break from the norm and fucking, run the fucking sink, over his cereal bowl and whatever, okay, look, you don't have to like it or find it normal to be tolerant of it.
Right.
I wonder if maybe his family didn't have a lot of money and he got used to doing that.
And he
Or-
likes it like that?
Or
Maybe.
yeah, or like maybe like milk wasn't in the house one day and he tried it and he just got used to it as a kid or something.
And he found out like this was his calling. No cereal and water.
Okay, look, let me ask you a different question. Do you think ketchup belongs on spaghetti?
Okay, that is
No.
breakup worthy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
breakup worthy.
Yeah.
okay, so just so you know, my mother, rest in peace, used to make that for me and Josh all the time. That was what because we weren't very wealthy growing up when we were kids in New Jersey, and
Right.
we liked spaghetti, so she would make spaghetti with butter and ketchup, and that's what we would eat, and we fucking loved it. And you know
Oh my
why?
God.
Because we didn't think anything was weird or wrong about it. All right. Now, if
Right.
somebody walked in and be like, "Oh my God, you guys are a bunch of fucking New Jersey hillbillies for putting ketchup in your spaghetti," right? Yeah, we feel really self-conscious about it, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
but that's what I mean. Like, when you're in the moment, whatever, I'm hungry. I ate my soggy water drenched cereal, whatever. Life goes on. If somebody wants to break up with me over that, honestly, I think they're the problem. You don't have to like what I eat. You don't have to sit and watch me. Okay. But if this is, again, you want to end a relationship because I choose to put water in my cereal versus any other liquid, fuck off. I mean, honestly,
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give Cereal Boy Billy 0 dingleberries for being authentic and eating the fucking cereal the way he likes it. Doesn't he? And this is not even a negative thing, but this is true. He's also a 0 on the Feldman because he has no fucking shame of putting
He has
water
no
in his
shame.
cereal bowl.
Yeah.
But that's, and what people don't understand often, or we get comments about this sometimes, the Feldman scale is actually a measure of success, mostly. People don't understand. But the reason we named it that is because, that little rock icon, Corey Feldman,
Right.
he gets out there, right? He leaves all shame behind. He just puts it all out there and
He
does
sure
his thing. And right. And he lives his best life. As far as I'm concerned, Cereal Boy Billy is just living his best life. He's just eating in the morning the way he wants.
Well, I
It
don't know
doesn't
about
fucking
best
matter.
life, but he's living
Whatever.
his life.
Maybe he's living his best broke life, whatever it is.
Eric is
but-
taking this personally.
Well, it's not that I'm not taking it personally to that extent. It bothers me. Look, I understand it's a humorous post. Like this is a pretty dumb reason. Yeah, it is. But at the same time, like the degree that somebody will go like to end a relationship over something, in my opinion, this stupid, tells me a lot more about Lucinda than it does, Cereal Boy Billy. So, Cereal Boy, I'm giving you 0 dingleberries and a 0 on the Feldman. You keep doing what you do.
Well, I don't think it's dingleberry worthy for him. Like, I don't really think,
No, it's not a dingleberry situation.
It's just odd. But like, yeah, I don't genuinely think she's the asshole for it. I think, she just wasn't, she was like, nah, this is it. Like, I can't do this. And she broke up with him, but is it
Yeah,
dingleberry worthy? No.
no,
So
I still bet money this is just an excuse
yeah,
for something
definitely.
else.
Well,
Definitely.
then perhaps we should consider rating Lucinda, because if this is how you have to break up with someone using this excuse, then I think you're a three dingleberry asshole for that. Rather than just sit the boy down and say, "Listen, Billy, I don't think things are working out." But no, you take the fact that he put water in his cereal bowl, and you're going to make it that's the death knell, right? That was the nail in the coffin. Come on,
Right.
three. You know what, Lucinda, you're getting three dingleberries for doing that.
Well, I'm gonna go with one dingleberry just because she didn't tell him that's why. She just told Brendan that's why.
Well,
And
she
she just
told.
kind of told him that they just weren't. She said, later when she got home, she just kind of texted him and said things weren't going to work out and they weren't compatible. Like, she wasn't like an asshole about it, being like, "Oh my God, you fucking weirdo. You were eating water with your cereal and that's when we're breaking up." She kind of just told him, like, you weren't compatible. So I'll give her one.
Right, fair enough. That's I get what you're saying. You're
Yeah.
right. It wasn't as clear that she waited but nonetheless, again, stupid reason to
Yes.
break up with someone. So
Yes. Okay. Next.
All right. Next one.
Title of this is, Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend over cheese?
Are these all food stories?
No, not all of them. For some backstory, I, 24 female, have been dating my girlfriend, 23 female, for a little over a year. So these are two Lucindas. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We've been living together for 5 months now. I would say we are a very average couple, happy most of the time. We argue here and there. The main reason why we argue is because she has a streak of acting very entitled and spoiled at times. She will do things that I specifically ask her not to do. And if I get upset, she will cry and make excuses for herself and only apologizes if she feels like I'm ignoring her, quote unquote. When I'm too exhausted to keep entertaining her. She will eat all of my leftovers, leave the apartment a mess. It's my apartment. Invite people over and let them leave the apartment a mess, etc. This has been happening at least once a week since we moved in together. Yesterday, there was a holiday market about 2 hours away. She had sent me a post about it a week ago and kept talking about how she wanted to go. So I even had rented us an Airbnb for the weekend for both of us to go together. We ended up getting into an argument the day of because she's never had to stay in an Airbnb before and had convinced herself that the hosts were going to spy on us or kidnap us or kill us or something of that sort. She got upset that I didn't get us a hotel, even though the hotels in the area are so damn expensive and I'm the only one that has a job right now. I told her I was just going to go by myself if she's going to make such a big deal over nothing. And her exact words were, "Fuck you and your farmer's market. Don't get me shit." So I went to the farmer's market. I had fun by myself and I got this very expensive imported European cheese. Mind you, this cheese was $40 for a pound. And I'm sure it would cost more having to buy it online because I know they don't sell this anywhere around here. I plan to make... Right, $40 cheese is fucking insane. Exactly, for a pound. Okay. I plan to make a meal with this cheese for me and her because I do like to cook. I came back this morning and told her exactly, do not eat the cheese in the refrigerator. It was very expensive and I'm going to use it later. And you also said to not get you anything, so it is not for you. She said okay, and I went to work. She texted me as I'm at work saying, promise not to be mad. And I immediately knew she ate my fucking cheese. What I did not expect was for her to eat the entire pound of fucking cheese. I was gone for less than 6 hours and the entire pound is gone. I didn't text her back, but when I got home, I told her right away to just pack her shit up and leave because I can't deal with her bullshit anymore. She started crying about how it's just cheese and that I'm getting mad over nothing, but I told her to leave before I called the police. She left in tears and is staying with her parents, who are texting me, calling me an asshole for breaking up with her and kicking her out over cheese. I think the issue is bigger than the cheese at this point, but maybe I overreacted. I don't know. Am I the asshole?
Okay, again, like the water, this is not about cheese. I mean, it's about way more than the cheese.
Yes. The girlfriend is just spoiled and entitled.
She sounds like seriously idiosyncratic drama queen.
Yes, she doesn't like being told no.
Yes, it sounds like a child.
Yes, that you tell them not to do something and that's the first thing they do. As an adult, that is not a good quality to have.
No, you're right. I'm just trying to understand something.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me that somebody went after food and leftovers that didn't belong to them and ate them all?
Oh, yes. I knew that was coming.
And
Even
then when you
though
kick them out,
they
Oh,
when you need them to leave, they don't understand why you're doing it.
I said, even though these were very expensive
Yep. Yep.
cuts of meat at the same time.
Yep. It
Okay,
could
I
have
just want
been.
to make sure.
It's almost like that.
Wow, well, it is almost like that, huh?
It really
I'll tell
is.
you, yeah, this is pretty. I mean, it's clear, at least to me. It really feels like there's a lot more going on.
Right.
There's clearly some other issues between these Lucindas.
Right.
It's really. I mean, I think HR probably has a more elaborate way of saying it, but it's not really about the cheese, right? It's about
Right.
what's either construed as disrespect or whatever, discourtesy.
Right.
Call it whatever
Yeah,
you want.
the chick is a pain in the ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's an entitled pain in the ass.
Yeah, I would have to break up with someone like this. Like she said, she doesn't work, and all she did, she keeps the apartment a mess. That's all she does is keep the apartment a mess. She eats all the food. She eats all the leftovers. She has other people come to the apartment and lets them leave the apartment a mess. Like, what is she doing? Like, I couldn't do it. So I think the cheese just kind of pushed her over the edge, though. Like, she probably was so excited to cook with that cheese that she spent $40 on, and the bitch ate the whole fucking pound. Like, I would lose my mind. Honestly, it sounds so like small, but I would lose my mind. Because I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Who the fuck eats a pound of cheese in one sitting? Like, that's what I don't understand.
Okay, so I know people that
Mhm.
could smash a pound of cheese in one sitting without blinking.
Oh my
Okay?
God.
I'm just saying, it's not about that. It's the deliberateness in which she did it.
That too.
Right?
Yes.
That's really the issue. Look, I used to have a tremendous appetite, huge. I used to be able to sit. I could have 2 double quarter pounders, like a pound of beef in one sitting, and not blink. Okay,
Right.
whatever. Not saying that that's normal or healthy or any of that. Just saying it's not. Again, so the issue is not that she sat and ate the entire pound of cheese. The issue
Yeah.
is she did it intentionally to leave none.
Yes.
Right? Nobody sits down when they're hungry and like, yo, a cheese. Right? That's what sounds good to me right now. No. Okay. I mean, maybe people in France or some shit, but whatever. Like, people here in America, we don't do that. Okay.
America.
Right. We don't sit and eat Euro cheese, right?
Exactly.
Just ask the Donald. He'll tell you, unless it's, well, and we're going to pay 190% tariff on that
Exactly.
Euro cheese now, too, but I'll put that aside.
That's why it was $40 for a pound.
Probably, yeah. So clearly, this is really more about the act of depriving her of her cheese block.
Yes.
Right? It's a childish thing to do.
Yes.
And HR's right. It's a high school thing to do.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's something we would have done in high school. Like, our football team would have been like, yo, little Jimmy packed his lunch today. Oh, let's eat it for him. Like, fuck, whatever. Like, ha ha ha. That kind of thing.
And like, for her, I think it was more though to her the fact that she still went to the farmer's market. And I think that was a pettiness, that like high school pettiness, that she still went to the farmer's market because she probably thought when she said fuck you and your farmer's market that she wasn't going to go anymore. And the fact that she went probably is why she was so mad and made her petty enough to eat the cheese. That's what I thought. Like, that's the high school behavior, because it's like, oh, she went and she got the cheese and it's not for me. Well, that's why I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, that's probably true too. I mean, a lot of it is just, it's like tit for tat. One constantly, you get it because they're Lebanese. Never mind. Thank you. Yeah, but this definitely sounds like a very dysfunctional, childish, unhealthy relationship.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if Euro cheese is going to cause this breakup, so be it. Doesn't sound like they're going to live a happy, healthy life together anyway.
No.
So let me
is she
say
the
this.
asshole for kicking her out over the cheese?
Yes, because even though it was a petty, stupid thing to do at the end, and it was probably costly, $40, I get it. At the end of the day, it's still just fucking cheese.
Yeah, but it wasn't about the cheese.
I understand, but then it should have been about what it was about, right? So the reason for the breakup, according to this post, was the bitch ate her cheese. Okay.
Right.
I'm saying if there was much more to it, it would have been like, look, in the last straw, after everything had been building up for all these other things, then the bitch went and ate my cheese, and now, that's it.
Right.
But
right.
it just, but to use that as the catalyst for the breakup. Again, I get it that yes, I agree. There was probably a bunch more of other stuff going on.
Right.
But the post is about the fucking cheese. Okay.
Yeah.
And this poster is deliberately emphasizing the cheese because it clearly meant a big deal to her for whatever reason.
Yeah,
Okay?
sometimes it's the little things that throw you over the edge.
Yeah, and this
It
was it for her.
Yeah.
Either way. So let me say this. Is she the asshole for kicking her out? Yeah, but I mean, maybe not a full 5. I'm going to give her 1.5 dingleberries for that. I think
Okay,
that
I can agree with that.
I think maybe it was a little bit of an overreaction or harsher reaction. And HR's right. I can be petty about certain things too. There's things a certain way, and yes, I have a bit of OCD when it comes to certain things. I get it.
Right.
It's not. I don't always display my prouder moments. Like, here, I'll give you an example. It's very benign, but it's true. It's quirky and it's weird about me, but it's true. Okay. When I drive in the mornings, I take my morning energy drink with me in the car. Right. So I drink it on the way in. Okay. I have this little cup holder, and I have a little latch that you press it, and it like holds the can in place so it doesn't shake. And
nice.
I like to tilt. Okay, thank you. But it's a makeshift thing. It's like a little like shelf almost that you can put your drink on, but because the energy drinks are taller than your typical like 12-ounce can of soda,
right.
So I can use that little thing to like press against the side so it keeps it from spilling, right, or shaking.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right. Now, where the quirk comes in, and my little OCD is that when you pop the can open and you've got the hole that you can drink out of, I need it facing exactly straight, right? And if the can is put back, let's say by somebody who happens to carpool with me in the mornings who wants to take a sip herself, I'm not going to name names, but if she puts it back and the little hole to drink out of isn't exactly centered in a straight line, right, from the dash panel, I have to move it. I just twist it a little bit. Yes, it's extremely obsessive. Yes, I'm sure it's annoying to watch. Yes, I understand that I've got these little quirks. I get it.
We all have our little quirks.
I'm not putting down people with quirks. Like, everyone has their quirks. It's just that this bitch was disrespectful, lazy.
Yeah.
When he asked her not to. I mean, if you had something special and you asked me not to eat it and I ate it, like, wouldn't that piss you off?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I guess so.
He says it himself that when
I don't know that,
the snacks he likes are 8, he won't say anything, but he'll feel it.
Well, I just don't know if I kick you out over that. Yes, I guess.
But it wasn't just about that.
I know. I'm just saying. All right. Well, that's what I'm going to hold. 1.5 dingleberries. Yes, I'm going to go 7 on the film. Again, I think it's a little shameless when you kick out your living Lebanese lover over a block of cheese, but giving the benefit of the doubt to everybody else that seems to all agree that it's about a lot more than that. Maybe there's really is like some difficult, dysfunctionality going on.
Right.
So 7. I'll go 1.5 and 7.
I agree with that. All right. Next one?
Yes, but before we go on to the next one, because you mentioned cheese, and cheese makes me think of those little veggie dip platters, like the cheese and cracker plates that you get at the supermarket that are pre-made, and which of course now made me remember, shout out to our Maj crew, the whole crew this time. So Badanka Dory, Evelyn,
Emily,
right, whatever, right, Ricky,
Ron,
right, Willie,
Ron,
right, yeah, him, and Willie and Bob and Jimmy and Aaron, Karen, Jessica, Amy, and the rest of the Midbar Maj crew. Thank you for listening, and we appreciate your support. Oh, and shout out again to our number one new number one fan who has surpassed my brother, Scott S. Again, appreciate all the feedback and support. We are going to have an episode coming up. We're going to talk about tales from the service, and we're going to ask you to come on and share some stories with us as well. So it's going to be, we have a Memorial Day coming up, and so we want to do a tribute to our servicemen.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. I'm talking too much. I'm starting to cough.
Okay. The next one is, again, an answer to what is the dumbest reason that you broke up with someone? The answer was the guy who said LOL out loud constantly. He was attractive, funny over text, and we had great chemistry on the phone. Then we met in person. Every time something mildly amusing would happen, he wouldn't laugh. He would just say LOL in a totally flat voice. Waiter trips bringing a water? LOL. I tell him a story about my cat falling in the bathtub. LOL. We kissed for the first time. He pulled back and said, LOL. It was like dating a human push notification. The final straw was when we were watching a comedy movie, and instead of laughing like a human being, he would just say LOL every 30 seconds like a broken laugh track. I pretended that I just had food poisoning and I Ubered home, and then I just told him that this wouldn't be working out.
LOL.
Exactly. That's what you should have ended it with. LOL.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, Lucinda, that is not a dumb reason to break.
It's not.
That is strange as fuck.
Right. Anybody that knows me knows that after the fourth or fifth out loud muttering of LOL, I would have lost my fucking mind. Especially because I find humor in a lot of things.
Right.
You know, and I think a good belly laugh is good for the soul. You know.
Exactly.
So if I'm going out with someone, especially if they're attractive, I'm like, yo, I can't wait to hit that. And then she's like, oh yeah, LOL. I'm like, no, like stop. You know,
and saying LOL out loud is so cringy.
Right.
Like
it is.
It is.
And there are, you know what? It's my son's generation. There are people that talk like they text.
Yes.
You know? And it's very annoying.
It is.
To try to decipher whatever fucked up shorthand people are using now as like their language skills.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's like they talk in code, honestly.
Right? So let me just say, no, you're not the asshole for that. I think that is breakup worthy. Yeah. And you obviously weren't going out that long, right? But and it might have been harder if you guys had really gotten into it, and there, you know, it sounds like this ended fairly maybe after a couple of dates. Like,
right.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going zero dingleberries for that breakup reason. And let me be honest, it would be more if they were engaged, right? And this had been like a long running sort of thing. And then she finally like blew her top, like, well, you put up with it for like 4 years, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I think she ended it right. You know, timing wise was correct. I don't think she strung it along too much. At least it doesn't sound like it.
No,
you know?
No, yeah.
So, I mean, she just said, you know, our first kiss was like, if she had said like our first blowjob was like, you know, my first whatever. But
right.
But I'm saying, so it's like, it sounds like, and by the way, just shout out to all the men out there. If you're with a woman and she goes down and then she looks up and goes, LOL, you got to break up with her too.
Oh my God.
Just like immediately. Okay.
Immediately. No question about it.
No man will live that down long term. That's gonna mess with him for the rest of his life. So
exactly.
So for all those reasons, I'm going 0 dingleberries and 10 on the Feldman. I don't think there's any loss of shame in breaking up early or early enough so as not to put up with somebody's ridiculous, stupid, you know, habit of saying LOL when they're supposed to be laughing, like actually laughing. So okay.
I agree. Okay, next one?
Next one.
Okay. Am I the asshole for, quote, breaking up, end quote, with my boyfriend after he set me up for a loyalty test?
Okay.
I, 25 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 28 male, for a year now. Our relationship has been amazing until one day he decided to put me through a loyalty test for a YouTube video. The entire test felt completely real, and the entire time I never flirted back, and I made it clear that I had a boyfriend despite the decoy's multiple advances. Then, all of a sudden, the whole crew came out. My boyfriend, in particular, was smiling and happy. When the YouTuber told me that this was a loyalty test and that I had passed, I sat there confused and just stayed silent. When my boyfriend tried to hug me, I pushed him away and walked off. I was completely shocked and humiliated. I knew this was going to be on YouTube, so I didn't want to react the way they probably wanted me to. I simply said, the relationship ended the minute you decided to put me on a loyalty test. My boyfriend tried to stop me, saying I was being dramatic and that I had no reason to be mad because I had passed anyways. That just made me angrier. And all I wanted to do was go home. The next day, he called me wanting to talk in private, which I agreed to. However, he had already told all of his friends, our mutual friends, and our family about the situation. During our conversation, he would call them or pull up the text messages so that they could back his argument up. They all said that I was overreacting and that I should be happy because now he knows that I would never cheat and we can finally settle down and be together. Yes, I love him and I have considered that in the future, but I just felt completely invalidated. In my opinion, loyalty tests are a lose-lose. Either you cheat or you don't, but either way, it proves that your partner does not trust you. I was completely confused because I thought I had given him zero reason to doubt me. So when I asked him why he did this, he admitted that it was only because his ex had cheated on him multiple times in the past with their coworkers. This meant he had lied to me because when he told me that their breakup was mutual and drama-free. Also, I had never realized he had trust issues because I'm such a homebody. I work from home. I don't even go out. Now that I recently got a new job and was leaving the house more and meeting new people, it put me in the same situation and settings his ex had been. At the end of our conversation, he asked if we were breaking up, and I told him I needed space. That was 2 days ago, and I'm still being bombarded with people saying I'm being irrational for being mad about this. The only thing he said in those 2 days was that I passed and I shouldn't even be worrying about the video coming out since they only post the fails, as if that was my concern. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I need some outside opinions because everyone around me is making me feel like I'm crazy for being upset about this.
I don't think she's overreacting.
Me neither. Honestly, I understand why she's feeling this way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I lived with someone for almost 20 years who was very untrusting, and it's not fun, to put it mildly.
Yeah.
Just knowing that, having someone look over your shoulder all the time,
Exactly.
doing, and not only that, but he made it very public and then involved all their friends.
And then the part that really would piss me off is the fact that she said every time he was like, proving a point, he'd call them on the phone and be like, aren't I right? Aren't I right? And it's like, why did he need to do that? Like, this is a two-person relationship. You do not have to include everyone outside of that.
Yeah, this total douchebag.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think she's the asshole for breaking up with him. I probably would have done the same.
Yeah.
Like she said, you can tell he doesn't trust her now, so.
Well, I agree. And the fact that this was disguised as a YouTube stunt, I think actually makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because that YouTube video could be shown all over the place. It could be, something that goes viral, later, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
I just, it's more than a basic lack of trust when you go to those lengths, right? Maybe there's some weird entertainment value, but what it seems like, again, without having like the inside scoop, but what it seems like is he was waiting to get like a gotcha moment, right? And then he could put it up on YouTube, and maybe he thought he was going to get a bunch of hits or go viral or this, it doesn't sound to me like, again, I understand this is being written from Lucinda's perspective, but it doesn't sound to me that Billy was genuinely concerned about her cheating or being wooed by other men. It feels like this was done intentionally to get her to fall into this trap and whatever, like make a viral sensation. Like, what's that, World Star, whatever, like World Star?
Yeah, World Star.
Yeah. That's almost like what it feels like it was going to be, like something stupid like that. So I think that at the very, very least, she deserves much more than just an apology out of this. And I
shouldn't even get that, which sucks.
No, and I don't disagree with this is grounds for breakup, because you can, again, like the old saying goes, right? You put a silk hat on a pig, it's still a pig. You can sugarcoat this any way you want. The bottom line is you somehow set up a fucking camera crew or hidden cameras. You had a decoy model guy, hot guy, whatever you want to fucking call it, surfer boy, whatever, hit on your girl in front of
multiple
you and
times,
while you're recording the whole thing, and you're just salivating, right, for the moment, where she's like, well, I just give you my number, It's really, really douchey to do that. So much. So distrusting Billy, you're going to get 7 dingleberries. You're getting,
I agree.
You're getting 1.5 jelly roll ass dingleberries, 7.5. For putting your girlfriend through that, and then pretending like you didn't do anything wrong. Like, oh no, this was just, this. And then what made it worse is like, well, now I know I can marry you. No, now she knows now she knows she can't marry you.
And like the gaslighting, why are you mad? You passed. Like, you passed. There's no reason you're mad. Like, and then saying like, I won't even go on YouTube because you passed. The only people that posted are the fails. Is that supposed to make her feel better?
No, it's so stupid. It's like, if you ever see the movie Training Day with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
So there was that one scene like towards the end where he's trying to convince him. He's like, yeah, well, that's it. You passed. You're part of the crew now. Like that kind of thing. Like, no, that's bullshit.
Exactly.
Come on.
Like, I don't want to be. Exactly.
Right. And that's what this is. That's what this sounded like.
Definitely.
So, yeah. So 7.5, 1.5 jelly roll asses for Billy. And
I
I'm
agree.
giving Billy, I'm going 1 on the Feldman. And the only reason I'm not going full 0 or in the negative range is because maybe, and again, I try to find the good in everybody, maybe he really did think that this was some kind of test that should be given, or maybe he was put up to it by his friends. Maybe he was peer pressured into doing it. I don't know. I'm hoping it's something like that. So at least he's not a completely devoid of any kind of backbone or character or ethics. But I got to be honest, if I thought it was closer to that, I'd give him a higher Feldman rating.
Yeah, same.
A 1. So a 1 on the Feldman is actually being generous.
I'll stay with the 1 because he didn't post it. So that to me, it's like he didn't lose all shame because he didn't post it. So that's why I'm also keeping it at a 1. If he would have posted it, it would have been worse. But for that, I'll stick with the 1 too.
Okay.
All right. Any more comments, or we can move on?
No, I mean, I think, look, it just reminds me of a very funny scene in a movie.
Okay.
Right. And you might be, you Hurricane might be too young to remember this movie or know it, but it was called A Bronx Tale.
Oh yeah, no.
And, I know that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So it starred Robert De Niro.
Okay.
And so on. And it was actually a really good movie, Chaz Palminteri. But anyway, there's a scene where I don't remember the actor's name. He actually ended up going to jail for a stint, like for robbery, but something like the guy that played the kid. But anyway, in the scene, he's with his buddies and they're telling him how to know if the girl he's going out with is a good girl, worthy of marriage, or if she's just just some whore. And he says, you give her the Mario test. So, okay, what's the Mario test? Because here's what the Mario test is. You pick her up, you open the passenger door, you let her into the car. Okay. You then get in and you lock the doors. You reach over and you start to push her head towards your lap.
Oh my God.
Okay, if she goes along with it, then she's a dirty whore. She can't be trusted. But if she resists, then you've got a good girl.
Oh my God.
Worthy of marriage.
That's lovely.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the Mario test.
Okay.
Well,
how about you go?
She like pours her icy drink in your lap to cool you off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think we can move on. But that, I mean, it just reminded me of that. That kind of. And now I do have a serious question. I need to know for real. Oh, I don't need to. Like, it's not going to change me one way or another. But I'm just curious. Is that a thing? Like in the younger generations, like this idea of like a loyalty test?
I've seen a lot of like videos on it. Like he said, I have seen that, but it was more like a 2016 videos that were like going viral at that time, where people would like test their girlfriends or their boyfriends. So
it was a trend.
It was a trend. So sometimes people try to like, bring trends back and it just backfires. And I think this is what happened here. So
maybe it sounds like an odd sort of thing,
Yeah. It definitely is. It definitely is. So.
And by the way, I'll take this moment to make this a public service announcement, right? To the bros out there, okay? If you are concerned that you can't trust the woman that you are involved with, or you think you might want to spend the rest of your life with, then you really may want to reconsider your relationships.
Right.
I generally have the mindset of I trust somebody until I'm given a reason not to.
Right.
And so it's kind of like, some teachers, like everybody starts with an A and then it's your job just to maintain it. So I kind of like look at it like that, right? Everybody starts off with trust. If I'm willing to spend time with someone and invest in a relationship with someone, there has to be mutual trust.
Right.
And the last thing I'm going to do is do some kind of like loyalty test or some nonsense like that.
Yeah.
If I'm really, and this is where the advice comes in. So guys, if you are really concerned and you want to know for sure, hire a fucking private investigator.
Yeah. Okay? At that point.
I'm serious. Don't bring your friends involved. Don't put it on YouTube, right? If you're legitimately concerned, right, find out the right way and then handle it like an adult.
Exactly.
Right? This sounds like a younger couple. Yeah. Maybe like 19, 18, 19, 20, And it's stupid as all. I mean, it would be even worse if this was an older couple, like in their late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, that would be
right?
worse,
Yeah,
definitely.
I know we don't know, but I'm just saying, like, it's
Wait,
just.
no, they gave ages, Eric. I just went back. It's
Oh,
25 female, 28 male. He's 28 years old. He's almost 30 years
oh,
old doing this.
yeah. Then he's got some deeper issues.
Mm-hmm.
This is not. Yeah, this is not something he can.
Yeah,
I don't.
no.
It's not something he can overcome. This is something
Yeah.
deeply ingrained with him. And by the way, there's a part of me thinks that his belated excuse of, well, I did get cheated on a bunch and I was just too embarrassed to tell you. I feel like he was just justifying what he did.
Yes.
And trying to like ease the punishment off of him by saying, look, there are mitigating circumstances here.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But I'm calling bullshit on that too.
Me too. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And because every guy knows, I'm sorry I have to say this, okay, but every guy knows if you were cheated on and you tell your current girl about that, you become so much more sensitive and lovable. Like, okay? I'm like, yo, yeah, it really broke my heart when Lucinda cheated on me with Dupinder or whatever. And, it devastated me. And, I didn't leave my house for a month. And, oh, you poor thing. Oh, my God, come here. Let me make love to you right now. See, that's okay. That's what you're going for, guys. Okay. You're not going for, I'm just saying, right? Come on. Anyway, all right. I think we can move on now.
Okay.
Wisdom.
Okay.
But just really quick, sorry. You know what this is almost like?
What is it almost like?
This would almost be like if you had a cringy sister-in-law that moved in with you and you weren't sure who kept eating your prime leftovers. So you laid a trap, right? And you set up this like little like dash cam, right? No, you set up like a little Amazon like Alexa cam, right? To catch the recording of your cringy sister-in-law eating your prime beef leftovers, right? And then when you ask her about it, she denies it. It would be almost like that.
Almost like that, exactly. All right. So this next one, the title is, well, it's one of the answers to what is the dumbest reason you broke up with someone? The response was, she thought dinosaurs were a myth. Okay. I once dated a girl who genuinely believed dinosaurs were a hoax. We were watching Jurassic Park, and she casually said, isn't it so wild how they made all of this up? I assumed she meant the movie. Nope. She said, no, like dinosaurs? They're fake. No one actually found bones. That's just the government trying to distract people from real stuff. She wasn't joking. She said fossils were just concrete shaped like bones, and museums were all in on it. I laughed, thinking this was all satire. She got really defensive. I just think we should question what we're told. Like, why would lizards be that big? I broke up with her outside a natural history museum 2 weeks later. I could not risk raising kids who thought The Land Before Time was a sci-fi film. Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, while in and of itself, the reason might be dumb, it certainly speaks to a bigger potential problem.
Yes.
And what this sounds like, I know during the pandemic, especially, when people had just a lot of time on their hands, they would start going down these conspiracy rabbit holes, and people were starting to believe like the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this almost feels like. Somehow she just got convinced or whatever. She saw some stupid like mockumentary by some bullshit influencer guy or something, like an Alex Jones type. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, that makes sense. Of course. That's all, whatever. And honestly, what's disturbing about it is not the fact that she thought dinosaurs are make-believe, right? What's disturbing is, of all the things that the government could cover up in a conspiracy, why the fuck would it be that? Right?
Why would it be dinosaurs?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, at some point, you got to ask yourself, there are so many bigger things that should and could be covered up. Like, who gives a fuck about millions of years ago what might have roamed the earth, and what might not have?
Literally.
Literally. That's what I mean. Like, at some point, don't you stop and be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe this isn't really all that
exactly.
Not all that important here. So, so is it a dumb reason? Yes, in an isolated incident. But this sounds like this bitch was cray-cray, and this is going to be a lifelong problem. It's not just about the dinosaurs. It's going to be about anything that somebody spews as a fucked up conspiracy. She's like, they're right. And with people like that, if they get too far into it, right? Then it's like, yeah, we got to move to fucking Idaho and we got to like live off the grid,
Yep.
right? And okay, that's where this is leading, pal. You're going to end up, in a fucking bunker with 35 automatic weapons, a 10-year cache of ammunition. Yep. And you're going to be part of like some weird outdoor living brotherhood or some shit.
Definitely.
Okay. Yes, you were smart. Broom the bitch now. It's time to move on.
You know, the funny part.
I'm not even gonna rate this. I mean, it's just Are you the asshole for breaking up with her because she didn't believe in it? No, because it's a much bigger problem.
Yes.
Right. And there's no. And by the way, you're a 10, Feldman.
There's no shame in that. No.
There's not. You didn't lose your shame. I mean, like,
exactly.
You know what? I think this is a problem. Now,
yes.
The only little tiny hint of irony here is that you break up in front of the
Natural History Museum.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Right. And I don't know if that was meant to just, add a little pepper to the story.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Or maybe in his mind that was apropos. And let me just tell you, not that I'm, advocating doing something like that, but honestly, that's something I would do. Like my mind works like that. Like I would think like, you know what? Not only am I going to break up with this bitch, I'm going to break up with her at the fucking Brea tar pits or like wherever the dinosaurs actually live. Like that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's funny?
Another bullet dodge. What's that?
I have a friend, and I'm not going to say her name, but her boyfriend doesn't believe in dinosaurs either. And I remember she told me that, and I was like, "You're lying." And she said that she found out while they were on the ride at Disneyland. No, at Universal, I think. They have the Jurassic Park one.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "I can't believe they've made all of this up for the movie." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, like dinosaurs. And she was like, "You think dinosaurs are made up?" And like, she's like, I fully thought he was like joking. And he was like, "Why would they be that big?" Like and like, he had a full reasoning on why he really believed that dinosaurs are fake. But he also didn't believe COVID was real or anything like that. And the worst part about this is she is a bio major. She's trying to become a doctor.
Oh my God.
And her boyfriend doesn't believe in that.
That's crazy.
Yes. So yeah, people like this really do exist out there because I'm telling you, he's like 22, I think the kid might be. And yeah, he's like set that they're not real. So
wow, that's sad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Usually people like that don't believe in science at all. They think that
exactly
it's a conspiracy. Yeah.
Yeah. She's trying to explain to him how stuff works, and she's like, sometimes I can see it kind of going into his brain. She's like, but it immediately like leaves. He's like, no, like I don't believe that. I feel like that's a lie.
You know what I don't understand is like people like that. Have they never been to a zoo? Like never seen like a giraffe?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like these giant-sized animals that still roam the earth.
Like, have you seen a rhino? Because that's pretty close. Like
fucking a hippopotamus.
Yeah. Like what the fuck?
Right. Just to name a few.
Exactly.
They notice that members of the feline family are all different sizes, from like those weird hairless cats that Dr. Neil carries around to like these big fucking lions.
So like lions? Exactly. Yeah. But no, dinosaurs is where they draw the line, right?
Yeah, I know. That is kind of sad. I mean, it's funny, right? But all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hard. I can't really rate this one. So.
Okay, next one.
All right.
Am I the asshole for continuing to go to my ex-boyfriend's favorite restaurant after we broke up? So when I was dating my ex-boyfriend, he would take me to this wonderful Korean barbecue place. It's his favorite restaurant, but I loved it too. We ended up breaking up in a rather messy and bad way as the relationship turned sour. I won't play the blame game, but there was fault on both of our sides. I wasn't about to let a bad breakup prevent me from getting food that I love, so I still visit the place from time to time. We broke up a year ago, and a little while ago we ran into each other there while he was on a date with another woman. I resolved to ignore him, and I just enjoyed my food. But he saw me and demanded to know what I was doing there, and even asked me if I was stalking him. I laughed because I thought it was a joke. Well, apparently my laughter at the very idea offended him even further, and I told him that he was flattering himself far too much and that I just really like the food here. Some of my friends think that it's weird that I continue to go there and that it could cause further incidents if I keep running into him, and that I should just not go there anymore, as it was his place first, and to be considerate. I think it's ridiculous, as it's just a restaurant that I happen to like. Am I in the wrong here? Again, I had been going here for over a year after we broke up. This is the first time I ran into him. Thoughts?
Well, it doesn't sound like she was going there out of spite. She genuinely liked the food.
Yeah, it doesn't sound to me that she's being petty. Like, I'm going to go and I'm going to wait to see if he's there. Like,
Yeah.
and like she didn't even make a big deal when she saw him. She was like, I saw him there. I chose to ignore him. I went and I enjoyed my food. But it's like, you chose to come and confront me. You came up to me, asked me if I'm, made a bigger deal out of it. I don't think like it was out of spite either.
It doesn't sound like it was. It sounded like she just liked some Korean barbecue.
Exactly. And who can blame her? Who doesn't?
Well, no, that's true. I love Korean barbecue also, except I honestly kind of annoys me that like I have to still cook it and my hands get all stinky.
Oh, I know.
When I get home and I like smell like the smoke. That's like the only thing.
Clothes smell
like
me.
The concept
I know.
of it. Yeah, right. But I mean, I love the concept of it.
Same.
I'll tell you what. I don't see this as any kind of real intentional affront.
Right.
To Billy at all. It just sounds like this is just the place she likes. And
right.
It's also like, I don't know if she had any way of knowing that he was going to be there on that particular night. And that would be the only real, right? That
it doesn't sound like it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't specify. Right. And I agree. It doesn't sound like it. It just sounds like a happy coincidence, but that's the only thing I'd be curious about. And that, or I should say that might be the only thing that I might use to consider changing a rating. But if, for example, she knew that every other Saturday he would go, like that was his go-to spot.
Right.
It might be a little bit more suspect. Again, I'm not saying that she was, stalking him or whatever, but maybe I could see like his perspective a bit more if that's what happened.
Yeah.
But doesn't sound like that's what happened. Right. It just sounds like, he just showed up to where he likes to go and she happened to be there because now she likes to go there and, that's it. Nothing nefarious here.
Yeah.
So I'll say this, assuming that she had no idea legitimately that he was going to be there on that particular day or any other day for that matter, I am going to award her 0 dingleberries.
I agree.
You're not the asshole for just wanting to go eat the food you like. And out of everybody on this podcast, I'm the one most in touch with that because I only like certain things. And I'm very picky.
Yep.
So if I find a place that I really like, believe I'm going to always go there.
Like it doesn't matter who showed me the place. It doesn't matter if I don't talk to them anymore.
I literally give a fuck, right? Because again, I can't eat everything at every place.
Exactly.
I can look, the reality is this. I mean, I know this is probably a little bit too deep of an insight into me, but the truth is I can usually find something that I can tolerate wherever we go, but it may not necessarily be something I really want or like. I'm just making like lemonade, right? So, for example, back in the day when I was still married and we would go out like as couples, everybody and their uncle except me liked sushi. Oh, we want sushi. Let's go sushi.
Same.
Sushi.
Why does the world like sushi? I don't.
Right.
Ugh.
But as long as we went to any kind of Japanese place that had teriyaki or something,
yep,
I could find something. I didn't like evenly splitting a check where my thing was like $9 and everybody else was like 900. But
you get a bowl of noodles and they get all you can eat sushi,
right? Or some fucking expensive roll that looks disgusting anyway. Okay, but putting all that aside, so I'm putting aside the practical side of it. Yeah, I mean, I can usually find something wherever I go, right?
Right.
But the point is, if there's certain things that I like, right? There's certain restaurants. By the way, there's a deli, right? That is my favorite one for whatever reason, and I don't know what it is. It's especially their hash browns. They make them so good, so much better than almost any other place I've been to. Not joking. All right.
Are you going to gatekeep the place, or are you going to tell us what?
No, I'll tell you where it's called Agora's Famous Deli, and it's in Agora Hills. Okay. And they also make my favorite sandwich better than any other place ever. And my favorite sandwich is, don't laugh, it's a grilled cheese sandwich on rye, and then I add very well done crispy turkey bacon to it.
Yeah.
And only the turkey.
Good.
Yeah, only the turkey one because it's less greasy and fatty because the bread's already with butter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So Agora's Famous Deli. The servers are great. The service is fine. Everything is pricey now, so there's it's not like it's a great deal. Everything is just outrageously priced nowadays wherever we go.
Yep, it sure is. It sure is.
But putting that aside, so I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not gatekeeping it. Agora's Deli is
and I'm sure that if
that's right.
And I'm sure that if your ex were to tell you you can't go over there because she showed you the place, you would not give a fuck. Eric would continue going.
Of course I would. I did that while I was still married. Like I would go have my Sunday morning breakfast. Like I would just go by myself because nobody woke up before like noon. But I was at
Exactly.
him early, so, whatever.
If you leave me for Badongadori, I'm still going there for hash browns.
Exactly. There you go.
You don't let a breakup get in the way of good food.
Exactly.
You're very right. And I will just say quickly, I don't want to beat the subject, but sweetheart, Badongadori would leave whoever she's with for me. Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying. It wouldn't be the other way.
Of course you would, babe. Of course you would.
It wouldn't be the other way around. Just saying. But all right. Okay. So there we go. So,
all right then. Next one.
Next one. Hit me.
Another answer to what is the dumbest reason you broke up with someone?
Okay.
He was a haha texter. The guy was fine. He was sweet but absolutely terrible at texting. At first, I thought he was just bad at punctuation, but no. He ended every sentence with haha. Hey, just got off work. Haha. The funeral was rough. Haha. I miss you. Haha.
Okay.
Even when he was fucking upset. I feel like you're being distant. Haha. It was so fucking confusing. Was he passive aggressive? Nervous? A sentient laugh track? I finally asked him why he did that. His response was, I don't know. I don't want to be too serious. Haha. I said, well, this isn't funny. Haha. And he said, you're right. Haha. We broke up mid-conversation and he still ended that same breakup text with haha. Yep, he sure did.
Oh my gosh. You know what? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know that that's a dumb reason.
That's kind of like the LOL.
Right. That would kind of drive me. Yeah, that would drive me fucking insane also.
Yes. Because I'd be like, what are we feeling right now? Are we laughing? Is this funny? Like, I couldn't do it. No.
Yeah, and then how do you know? Right. Like,
exactly.
Right. Like what's seriously funny to this person and what's not?
Exactly.
And why? Right. And why? Why is he laughing? Like what about that is funny?
Exactly.
Yeah, I see so much wrong with this.
Oh God, he must be on the spectrum.
Right. Honestly, I hate to say it.
I hope he is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. I swear I was thinking to myself, maybe this kid has a touch of autism. Like that's not normal. It's a weird coping mechanism of some kind.
Yeah.
Like maybe it like makes him nervous or something's. I don't know. It's weird.
His response was he didn't want to seem too serious, but like there has to be something else there.
Yeah, I think so too. And in fact, if anything, I think that's worth getting looked at or starting to talk to somebody about that.
Yeah.
When you completely disassociate yourself, then
you're just haha.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to end all of my emails from now on. Haha.
Well, I mean, let me just tell you, it's certainly. How do I say this right? It would certainly give me pause if after every little thing, I got the haha.
Yeah.
Right? Now, it's possible, and I'm trying to be serious as much as I can. Okay. So hurricane, that was deaf. Well, let me get serious for a minute.
Okay.
If I were going out with somebody and every text message ended in haha, no matter how grisly or gruesome the news, I would have to weigh that versus how bright of a sunshine she is.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, okay?
Of course you would. Man whore.
if she burns bright and gives me a sunburn every time I see her, I'll put up with the fucking haha, okay? If on the other hand, she's a bit overcast, right? And not very much more than a slightly gray day.
Then you can send her away with the haha.
That's right. Then yeah, it's going to be a haha breakup.
Exactly. And there he is. And yeah. So, do you think this is a dumb reason to break up with someone, though?
No, it's funny. Like the title is funny, right? But yeah, but no, I don't think it's a bad reason.
No. Yeah, and I don't really think she's the asshole for breaking up with him like that because it would drive me crazy, honestly. I like it would be one of those things. I don't know if you guys are like get what I'm saying, but when someone does something and it just irritates you, but you can't say anything because you don't want to sound crazy. I just feel like that would be it. Like this would irritate me really bad. So I don't know. To me, that's how it would feel like. I'd be like, I'm just too irritated to deal with you, and I'm always going to be in a bad mood if this is what I have to deal with all the fucking time. So to me, that would be the reason. I'm like, no, I can't. I don't want to be angry at you just because you keep saying that. So,
Okay, you know what this is reminding me of?
hmm.
Like for real.
Hmm.
So yesterday, literally just yesterday, as HR and I are driving home, I
Mm-hmm.
found a new podcast that I wanted to start listening to.
Okay.
And it was basically the Daily Mail's recap of the Diddy trial and
They
all the
have
things that the
that?
witnesses are saying. Oh yeah, I'll send you the link.
Oh yeah,
And
please.
they go through like the transcript of everything that's being said, but then they have
Oh,
like people like doing the voices and stuff.
oh my
I mean, it's
God.
like a production. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, but here's the thing. There are some, and it's only been just one episode, right? The first day of Cassie Ventura's testimony.
Right.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the right, but the point I'm making is that it's some very deeply disturbing stuff that is being
Yeah.
discussed, right?
Yeah.
I can only imagine if I'm texting with HR, I'm like, oh my God, do you believe that this happened? And she's like, wow, that's so crazy. Ha ha. No, you know what I mean? Like everything in context, like all of a sudden it's like, you know what? Maybe this bitch is really crazy. Like, how is this fucking funny? You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, not everything is a haha moment.
No.
no,
Yeah.
no.
No. That would no, you made a good point because that would like trip me out. Like if you were talking about, she's like, yeah, I heard her testimony. That was gruesome. Haha. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I get that. That was a good example for that. Yeah.
So
All right.
they showed also on the Daily Mail website, they showed the prosecutor introduced. Do you remember there was a video that he basically beat her up in a hotel?
Yeah, and then dragged her by the
Cassie
elevator.
Ventura.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by her hair. So
Mm-hmm.
apparently, the video that had circulated online was slightly edited, and the prosecution showed the jury the full video. So it went on. Not only did it go on
Oh.
longer than we all thought,
Mm-hmm.
but there was like testimony by one of the hotel security guards that he basically tried to bribe the guard,
Right.
like
Yes, yes, yes,
like
yes. I
throw some
heard
cash
about
at
that.
him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like yo, take care of me, I'll take care of you. Let's just make this go away. That's the kind
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. So it's like, and then for somebody to look and make, oh my God, that's terrible. Ha ha. No, no,
Right.
no, no. Right. I can't. That would be really hard. So it's definitely a context worthy
Yes.
problem. You know.
Yes.
But there is no easy like way to
No.
kind of get around this. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. I don't. Yeah, that's a problem. So there we go.
Exactly. All right. So next one.
Yes.
Okay. This one might piss us off because the girl was stupid in the story. So just trigger warning. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. My 24 male girlfriend, 23 female, just broke up with me because of her work friends. I have been with my girlfriend, we'll call her Kate, exclusively for 5 years, but on and off for 2 years before. A lot of my first happened with her. We went to each other's proms, school dances. We supported each other through tough times. I know Kate is out of my league, and I did all I could to make her feel safe and secure. I'm in love with her, and I wanted a future with her. I went off to college and got a double major, and Kate went into cosmetology school. We were planning to move in with each other in a few months and talked about marriage and children. Well, for the last couple of months, she kept making comments like, quote, my coworkers keep asking me why I'm with you, end quote. Or, quote, coworker's name thinks that you're not in my league, end quote. Or, my coworker wants me to hang out with them and meet new people. Every time I would ask Kate what she thought, she would always say that she loves me and she ignores all the comments. And she tells them to stop. But she kept saying these comments made by her coworkers. We always had open communication and we always talked things out. We haven't had any major issues. We argue over little things such as movies, TVs, anime shows, food, etc., but not anything big. We never hide in each other from anything. These comments started when she got the job at that salon. She works with all women. She did not cheat or anything. No emotional affairs and no hiding locations, no secret social medias. But the other night we had a nice date. Had a good after date, and when I dropped her off at her place, she commented that she was having doubts about our relationship and wanted to break up. I was super confused and didn't say anything because we just had a great date. I just slowly walked away. I know it was because of her coworkers. These comments they were making were pushing her to leave me. She said so in a message to me. Less than 4 hours later, she started calling me and texting me saying she was so sorry, that she didn't mean it, and that she loves me, and that she was stupid for what she said, / listening to her new quote-unquote friends. She was going to quit and find a different job. She was going to stop talking to her friends / coworkers. I have not responded to anyone. I'm conflicted. I love her, and I have a ring being made for her. I have money saved for a house that I wanted to get for both of us. And we share 85% of our friend groups. The rest are just from our jobs. Most of our shared friends have now heard about the breakup and seem just as confused as I am. From some of the messages I have received, it looked like she told them the truth, that her coworker started to give her insecurities about our relationship, and she stupidly went with it. Her parents have even tried to reach out to me, asking what happened. I have been radio silent, and luckily I can work remotely. I left my apartment yesterday with my laptop and just found a nice place with good internet to still do my job. I just feel lost, and I don't know what I did here. I don't know how to feel, and I need advice and suggestions. What would you do in my situation?
Even if the coworker started it, I don't see how you could be with someone who would listen to people she just met.
Yeah, exactly.
Over you.
Exactly.
I mean, I'd be worried like any little thing would happen and she'd, change course or
exactly.
Yeah.
My thing is, like you said, I asked her how she felt about things. I asked her, like, if everything was okay. And she was like, she would tell me like she loves me and she doesn't listen to them and all this. And then in the end, he kind of just felt blindsided because he's like, I've been asking you, I've been checking up on you, I've been, getting the reassurance from you that you say that you believe everything's fine, that you love me, and that you're gonna, you're not gonna listen to them, and then to just break up with me after we had a great date, like I could feel the blindsidedness from him, and I feel so bad for this guy.
Yeah, she's clearly a weak-minded person, and the crazy thing is that. Now, I'm not putting down anyone who goes to cosmetology school, but I mean, he has a double major.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, this guy is double majoring, so. And they're like, "Oh, you deserve to be with someone else." I don't get it.
Like, what are we basing this on?
Do you guys want to hear a quick update that he sent, or no?
Hold on.
Okay, give your opinion. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I have some very specific thoughts. So first, truly, this sounds like every time she does that, it's meant to almost make him jealous.
Yes.
To make him stop and think, oh my God, I should kiss the ground she walks on. Right. Yeah. I'm so lucky to have this person that is so desired by other people. And
exactly.
That is a very immature way of thinking. I don't think it's super uncommon though. Right now, it's uncommon in this context because they're already a couple, they're already together, they've already expressed their love. So, right. But I could see maybe where, like they're trying to like, make themselves out to be more special than maybe they are.
Yes.
Or than they believe. And they're like, oh,
they made her head bigger. That's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. But understand what I'm saying? I don't even think that her coworkers are actually doing that.
Oh, you don't?
No, I think she's doing it to either make him feel bad or make him try to appreciate her more so she gets more out of the relationship, or like keep him like in check, so to speak, or on his toes. Like, you know what, buddy, tomorrow I could be with 10 other people. So you just better thank your lucky stars that I haven't left. Okay. That's almost how it feels. Remember, he's writing this, right? Or is it her?
Right. No,
it's him. It's him. Right. Yeah. So this is from his perspective and he's already like, what the fuck? Right. So yeah, no. It's an absolute manipulation.
Exactly.
Right? This is this is total gaslighting. So, all right, but I won't give ratings until we hear the update.
Okay, the update is going to make it worse, but she said, quick update. After I posted, my boss sent me an urgent message asking if we could do a Zoom meeting immediately. I accepted, and when his picture came up, there were 2 cops behind him. Apparently, someone they wouldn't name asked them to do a wellness check on me. They tried my apartment and no one was there, and then my work. I was not there, but my boss knew that I was actively working remotely and called me. I had to explain that I was all right, just have my phone off due to the drama. I'm also supposed to go to her parents' house tonight. This bitch is fucking insane. She called the police to do a wellness check on him because he wasn't responding to her. To his job.
Oh my God. Yeah, he dodged a bullet.
Yeah. Yeah. So, does that make any difference, Eric, in your ratings?
I mean, it makes it... Okay, bear with me. It's not that it makes it better or worse or anything like that, right? It's really more like almost like that's kind of her continued way of showing that no, she's really cares, right? And
exactly.
And it's almost like, again, it feels artificial. You know,
yes,
like really feels artificial that that's how she would do this. Or like, and it almost feels like, like people get swatted, right? That's like a thing where,
yes.
Like, why would you do that? Right. And honestly, are you so full of yourself that you think nobody can survive without you?
Exactly.
Lucinda? I mean, think about that.
She's like, oh my God, he's dead. He's not responding. He's dead. Like,
right.
what?
And he must have hung himself from grief by, because we're not together.
Right. Exactly. He's not answering. Oh my God, he's dead. He killed himself because we broke up. No.
Yeah. This is a really strange type of egotism, right? It's so hard to describe, but I'm going to try.
Literally in the comments, Eric said that he ended up with 61 missed calls, 14 voicemails, and 417 text messages from those days that he wasn't responding.
Oh my gosh, he's psycho.
Yeah.
Well, but let me just tell you, you know what this is almost like?
What is it almost like?
It should almost be like if you had your cringy sister-in-law move in with you for free, right? And she ate all your food, ate all your snacks, forced you to babysit her kid while she went out and had wine time at the casino.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
And then when you get annoyed at that, she somehow thinks that you're cracking and you're the problem, right? And it's impossible to understand how you wouldn't be so willing to do all these things for her that you used to do because your wife made you. Almost like that.
Exactly. It's almost like that. Exactly. All right. So how many dingleberries are we giving for this, though?
Oh, Lucinda is getting a 10 double Lizzo ass dingleberry on that one.
Yep.
And I would have given her maybe 5 or maybe cracked into the 6 or 7 range up until the update, right?
Yeah.
And then like the whole idea of like the wellness check and all that. And come on, get over yourself, bitch. So,
exactly.
Yeah, she went from crazy egotistical bitch to crazy psycho egotistical bitch.
Yes. And the only thing, and this is right there in the bro code, you can look it up. The only thing is everybody knows that the crazier the girl, the better the sex. So Billy, if you got to put up with her one more time, right? I wouldn't get mad at you for just trying to get that last, bull ride out of the way before you send her off to the sunset. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing that though.
It's okay. If you don't, I understand. I'm just suggesting, right? That's it. Okay.
All right. Any more comments before we move on?
Oh yeah, and Lucinda gets a 0 on the Feldman scale.
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, honestly, I'm going -2. Like that's embarrassing. There's no shame in anything she's doing. Like the constant bringing it up, the constant kind of putting him down, like making him feel like she's better, then breaking up with him and then realizing that he wasn't going to cry after her. She has no shame. So I'm going -2. Honestly, it's bad.
You know what? That's interesting. And in a rare moment, I'm going to coincide with you, but for a different reason. And I hadn't considered what you said, your perspective. My Feldman rating was really more on like the hundreds of texts and phone calls.
Right.
And then the wellness check. Like all shame went out the door after the fucking 40th text, right? Yes. And then the wellness check. But when you couple it with all the stuff before that,
exactly.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I agree. I'm aligning with Hurricane on this one. A -2 on the Feldman. All right, I'm with you on this one.
I agree.
All right.
Ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay, this is our last. What is the dumbest reason you broke up with someone? Okay.
All right.
She brushed her teeth with hot water from a kettle.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I dated a woman who was practically perfect. She was very smart, funny. She loved dogs. She cooked like a pro. But then one morning, I noticed her boiling water, not for tea, not for coffee, for brushing her teeth. I watched in horror as she poured steaming water onto her toothbrush and began brushing like it was completely normal. I asked her if she always does that, and she looked at me like I was the weirdo. She said, cold water is too harsh. Hot water makes the toothpaste activate. The toothpaste activate. I couldn't get past that. I tried. But every time I kissed her, all I could picture was boiled Colgate. I tapped out after a week. I didn't even ghost. I just left a note that said, this isn't going to work. Stay warm.
Huh.
Yep. I've never heard that you need to activate your toothpaste. I've never heard that in my life, honestly.
No, I've never heard that either. I assume toothpaste works like whatever temperature the water is because it's your
Yeah,
mouth that
Yeah.
activates it or whatever.
It
exactly.
is strange. What maybe he's a germaphobe.
Well,
I
it's either that or honestly, I hate to say it, but no, it's actually very possible that that's just what she was told by like her mom and dad as a kid, and she just
oh,
believed it and had
maybe.
just never thought twice about it. Just to her, it's completely normal and regular. Hey, that's what I was told, right?
Yeah,
Ha
maybe.
ha!
Maybe
I
you're
know better
right.
than you do.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha! Right? I brush my
Ha
teeth with hot water. Ha 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 ha.
ha.
But honestly, it might be that like she just
It
was
could
told
be.
that this is true, and she just believed it.
Yeah,
But
it
if
could
someone is
be.
perfect in every way, I can't imagine that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it
that's
that? I don't know.
no, I don't think it's weird either. Like, I don't really care how people brush their teeth. It doesn't,
No, me
I
neither.
honestly like, look, if it were me, I wouldn't give it a second thought. Like,
As
whatever,
long as she's
you
brushing
know.
her teeth, bro,
Um,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. At least he's brushing.
but is this guy like that? I don't know. Maybe he's like really anal about like
Maybe.
oral hygiene. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
he couldn't do it.
yeah, it's definitely a dumb reason. I'll go.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. So,
yeah,
I will give germaphobe, anal retentive hot water Billy.
yes.
I'm going to give him 4 dingleberries for breaking up with someone over that.
I agree.
HR is right. The fact that he's hygienic and brushes his fucking teeth. Just, what more do you really want?
Exactly. She brushes
It's
her
it's
teeth. It doesn't
it's
matter
it's
how.
right. It's almost like he would break up with her if she used a water pick instead of the
The floss.
Trident brush or whatever. Right,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Like at some point, you just the fact that she's maintaining her personal hygiene. Honestly, what do you care? And here's the other practical effect, right? Are you going in for like a deep dive kiss right after she does that with the hot water? Like, why does it
Right,
fucking matter?
right.
Anyway.
Also,
Now,
not, also not to defend her, but isn't it like a thing that people like believe that hot water kills more germs anyways? Like steaming water kills germs, right? Like if you
Yeah,
wash,
that's why I was thinking maybe it's a germ issue.
yeah, like, so it's like, isn't she technically being more clean by doing this? Like, shouldn't, like you think that this would be better because she's, her hygiene must be better. Like she's fucking cleaning out all the germs with the steaming hot water. So you
Yeah,
think he would
I'd
appreciate that.
yeah, I'd much rather have someone who is more clean than less clean.
Exactly, exactly.
yeah, yeah. So honestly, so would I. Yeah, I just think So yeah, I'm going four dingleberries for
I agree.
breaking up for that reason, and I go like a 4 on the Feldman. I mean, it's pretty. You kind of like your shame goes out the window when you break up with someone over that. But
Yeah.
I think there are people that get much more shameless in their breakups. This is just more stupidity.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
Or like HR said, there's probably a deeper underlying reason he didn't want to bring up or make her feel uncomfortable about.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. And this is like the last one. He was like, "All right, this is going to be the reason. I'm done."
Well, yeah, and honestly, again, if I know guys and you go by the bro code, generally guys don't break up with their girls because they're brushing their teeth with hot water. She might have been like a rotten crotch, and he didn't
Oh
know how to tell
God.
her that she's wafting down there.
Wait, you
But,
think her teeth are sparkling clean?
That too. Like, think about it. Her teeth are sparkling clean, germ free.
I'm just saying maybe there's got to be something else to this, right? There
It
can't
could be
be.
that maybe she was too clean for him. Like maybe,
I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe she liked it too neat.
It's just
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
know. Yeah, whatever.
Are we ready for the last one then?
All right. Hit me with the last one.
Okay. The title is crazy just on itself. So,
all right.
Am I the asshole for jumping out of a bathroom window to avoid my mom's attempt at forcing a reunion between me and my ex-fiance? That's just the title. Yes. Okay. Some backstory. I had been dating my ex-fiance, let's call her Sarah, for 4 years. We had been planning to get married in November of 2020. But I found out at the start of this month, like this is an old story, that she cheated on me. She begged me to give her another chance, but I broke it off. Cheating is a no for me. The problem was that being cheated on, in my mind, is completely emasculating and humiliating. So I never told anyone that was the reason we broke up. For obvious reasons, Sarah also didn't tell people we broke up because she was the one who did the cheating. So people have just blamed me for the breakup, including my mom. They just see that I dumped her out of nowhere. I've gone very strict no contact with Sarah after I discovered she was cheating on me. Sarah has been talking with my mom and has convinced her that if we could talk one more time, we would be able to reconcile. My mom has been applying hardcore pressure on me to talk with Sarah, but I've explained that there's no chance that we will ever get back together. So tonight, I go over to my mom's place because she's hosting a family dinner for Christmas Eve. I'm there for a bit, talking with my aunts and uncles and cousins when the doorbell rings, and I can see that it's Sarah. I ask what the fuck is going on, and my mom says that she's invited Sarah so we can work this out in the spirit of the holidays. I'm pissed now because the only way to explain my side of the story is to tell everyone that I was cheated on. Complete humiliation in front of my whole family. So as soon as my mom goes to the front door, I go into the bathroom. My mom starts knocking on the door, saying that I need to come out and talk to my ex like an adult. I say, fuck it. I kick up the window screen and get in my car and go home. My mom called a short while ago saying she's cutting ties with me over my behavior. She's really fixated on me jumping out of that window, and that Sarah will always be like a child to her. My sister called me after to ream me out for ruining Christmas. I broke down and told her that Sarah cheated on me, which is why I dumped her, and I didn't want to see her under any circumstances. She called me a big asshole who was lying to cover for myself. Am I really in the wrong for this?
Okay, I have to ask Eric something from a guy's perspective. Is it really that humiliating to say you've been cheated on?
No.
Right. I wanted to know that too.
Not to me. I mean, no. Let me quantify this. It's not as if I'm like, yeah, right, cool. Guess what happened, right? No, ain't no thing. But
right.
And again,
like you can't tell your mom. I mean,
no. Well,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, damn, not even your mom can know you were cheated on.
I think a lot of it has to do with the age of the people. I think that younger men tend to have a different type of ego than older men. I also think that maybe this guy knew, like Billy understood that his mom might have been really connected to her,
right?
And maybe he was trying to like also spare everybody else's feelings, and I'm sure there was a degree of humiliation, like to have to sit and like openly admit, like, yeah, she, took it in the ass from some guy at a bar, like on some random night or something like that. But there's also a much more, but he can describe it in a much less, vulgar way, and just say, listen, she didn't stay faithful, and we broke up as a result of that, and it hurts me every time it gets brought up.
Yeah.
And and that's probably the way I would have handled it if I were him earlier on, like rather than just ignoring it and whatever. So he's a bit of the asshole for that, but not because the way it's written, right? You immediately want to think that mom is the asshole for doing this and putting him in this position. And she's not blameless. Don't get me wrong. Okay.
Right.
But he really should have been able to say, listen, there's a very specific reason why I want nothing to do with this person. And here it is. And the fact that he never said anything until only after this incident is what is making people stop now and think he's making it up as an ultimate excuse, because how do you blame a guy after you hear that?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Exactly.
So it's like we're watching this a show now called Parks and Recreation, and it's kind of like a filler show. It's like our
right.
Anyway, there's a scene, an opening scene, where one of the characters like hears a line from an old Will Smith rap, Parents Just Don't Understand, and she's like a 30-something, whatever, government employee, and she starts going through like the first 3 verses like by heart, and yay. And then she's like, oh, so what is it you wanted to talk to me about? And he's like, oh, there's a person on fire and you need to get to this park immediately. Right? So so it's almost like, so when you say something like that, no matter what you did, you feel shitty. Right. And how do you prove it? And that's kind of what I think the sister is considering here. Like, yeah, he's only saying that now because he acted like an asshole, kicked out our mom's window and screamed.
Exactly.
Took off like a child. Right. So of course I don't believe it, right? So he probably should have just come clean in the beginning. So having said all of that, and again, Lucinda's clearly not blameless, and neither is mom.
Right.
If we're just talking about Billy, I'm going to give him 1.5 dingleberries. What you could have done, and this really would have been a better what would Eric do? Because if this were me, right? And my mom did this and she had no idea. I wouldn't escape. I wouldn't break my mom's window or screen or kick it out and take off in my car. No. I would say it openly in front of her and force Lucinda to admit it.
Yeah,
right then
I
and
would too. Because
You know?
she's acting like it wasn't her fault. And she's like thriving on the fact that she knows you're not going to tell them what she did.
Right. And I would say that, like, look, I held this secret for a long time out of, some degree of mutual respect. And I didn't want to get anybody else involved. And, but you're forcing this issue. There's a very specific reason why I know we'll never have anything else to do with you ever again.
Exactly.
And here it is. And I'm like, right, in front of everybody, and tell me I'm wrong. Tell me how am I lying about this? What about what I just said is untrue?
I would take it a step further and I'd be like, okay, you want to talk this out? Say right here in front of everyone why we broke up. And if you lie, I'm going to tell the truth. Go for it. And let's see how much she likes her having to be the one to say it. I wouldn't even say, I'd be like, you tell them why we broke up and then we can talk. I'd be like, I want to hear it from your mouth. Say it in front of everyone here and then we'll talk. That's how I would put it.
Why should he be the one who's all uncomfortable?
Exactly.
He should be the one who's all uncomfortable.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'd have her do. I'd be like, you tell them what you did.
I agree. Any of those approaches, but that's much more how I would have handled it.
Yeah, same. But at the end of the day, I feel bad for Billy. I think Billy probably had like a panic attack and had to leave out of there. So I really think, Jen, would this kind of seem like a panic attack situation for you? Because I kind of see it as that, like he panicked and like was like, I need to get out of here, and left out of the window. From your, psychology perspective.
His mind was on overload. He couldn't deal with it. He did not see a way out. So he had to literally look for it. It was like he couldn't figuratively find out how to get out of it, so he literally physically had to leave. So, I mean, how crazy is that? This guy would rather jump out of a bathroom window than tell his mom the truth.
Exactly, and out of his own mother's home. Like that's the crazy part.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, actually, when you think about it.
Yes, it is. It is.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of tough, because you know what it's almost like?
What is it almost like?
It's almost like if you have a cringy sister-in-law that does a bunch of scandalous shit and she's doing it, and you try to tell your wife about it and she doesn't believe you, right? Yep. And then you look like the asshole for bringing it up to begin with. It's almost like that.
It's almost like that. Yep.
I got it.
It's almost like that.
That's it. We got to finish today with a bang. So there you go. One last, it's almost like, and then again, let me just say, I know that's the last one. So appreciate again everybody's support. You guys have been amazing as an audience. Again, we're going to hopefully plan our service stories episode also. And then we'll continue putting out content as much as we can. Summer is coming. We've got some travel going on and some dates, and so we'll try to be as consistent as we can. But giving everybody a heads up now. Forgive us. We may have to put a few repeat episodes out there just to, as placeholders, so to speak. But in any event, again, appreciate everybody. So having said all that, Hurricane.
Yes.
Tell them where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all of your support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at The Bensama Confirm, our podcast Instagram at The Late Podcast, our Twitter and TikTok at Bensama Confirm. You can visit our website at edlawfirm.us, or you can email us at info@edlawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.